Imagine waking up tomorrow and hearing the most shocking announcement in human history. A massive comet larger than anything ever observed before is on a direct collision course with Earth. And the countdown has already begun. In just 24 hours, it will reach our planet. There's no movie, no simulation, no what if. This is real. The question is no longer whether we can stop it. The question is, what happens now? Before we dive into this extraordinary scenario, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments what you think you would do if the world as you know it had only 24 hours left. Would you run? Would you stay? Or would you live those hours differently from any other day of your life? The first minutes after the news breaks feel unreal. Television networks interrupt their programming, social media explodes with speculation, and disbelief spreads faster than the news itself. People demand answers. Maybe there's a plan, a solution, something humanity can do to prevent the inevitable. But the reality is simple. There isn't enough time. The comet is too fast, too massive, and too close. Every scientist on Earth confirms it. Impact is unavoidable. The next 24 hours will be the final chapter in humanity's story as we know it. Governments move into action, not to stop the comet, but to control the chaos. Emergency broadcasts go out, explaining the situation as calmly as possible. National borders mean nothing now. Leaders speak to the entire planet as one. There is no us and them. For the first time, humanity faces the same fate, together. And in that shared destiny, something remarkable begins to happen. People look at life differently. In the first hour, confusion and disbelief are everywhere. Some rush to the stores, emptying shelves in a panic they can't explain. Others fill the roads, trying desperately to reach loved ones. Airports are overwhelmed with people attempting to fly across the world for one last embrace. But amidst the chaos, a strange and powerful calm emerges. Strangers help one another. Neighbors who never spoke now hug in the street. Entire communities gather in parks, squares, and churches, not to fight, but to connect. As time moves forward, scientists around the world provide regular updates, tracking the comet's trajectory. They explain what's coming. A colossal object traveling faster than any spacecraft, carrying unimaginable energy. The impact will unleash forces billions of times greater than any explosion ever created by humans. The shockwave will ripple across the planet, the atmosphere will change dramatically, and debris will darken the skies. Yet, despite this knowledge, humanity's focus shifts away from fear. The science is fascinating, but the story is now about how we choose to live the time we have left. About 6 hours into the countdown, the world enters a new phase. Work stops, offices close, markets shut down. All the things we once thought were urgent, deadlines, meetings, emails, vanish from importance. People no longer talk about money, careers, or politics. Instead, conversations revolve around love, forgiveness, gratitude, and meaning. It's as if the entire planet collectively remembers what truly matters. Religions and philosophies play a huge role. Places of worship overflow as people search for peace, redemption, or answers to questions they never dared to ask. Philosophers go live on the internet to discuss the nature of existence. Psychologists offer guidance to those overwhelmed by emotion. And across social media, messages of hate and division are replaced by words of kindness, love, and hope. Humanity, which once seemed so divided, suddenly feels united by something far greater than itself. 12 hours before impact, a sense of acceptance spreads. The panic that once filled the streets turns into something softer, quieter. People sit on rooftops, watching the sky, where the comet now glows faintly like a new star. Couples marry spontaneously. Families cook meals together. Friends gather to laugh, cry, and share stories. Musicians take to balconies, filling the air with songs that remind us of what it means to be alive. Time slows down, and yet it has never felt so precious. Even as humanity embraces its final day, scientists do not stop working. Observatories around the world continue to monitor the comet's every movement. Space agencies, knowing they cannot stop the impact, launch small robotic probes to capture data until the very end. These final missions are not about survival. They're about legacy, about leaving a trace of who we were, so that if anything beyond Earth ever discovers it, they will know our story. As the last 6 hours approach, technology becomes less relevant. People stop checking their phones. News channels cease their endless speculation. Instead, screens fill with messages from loved ones, stories of human achievement, and images of the beauty of the planet we call home. Borders disappear completely. Countries that once called each other enemies now speak as friends. Leaders deliver one final message together, a message of unity, pride, and gratitude for everything humanity has accomplished. 3 hours remain, and the comet is now visible even in daylight. Its long glowing tail cuts across the sky, a cosmic reminder that time is slipping away. Cities that once buzzed with activity now rest in silence. In some places, crowds gather on beaches, mountaintops, and open fields to watch the sky together. In others, people retreat to the comfort of their homes, surrounded by those they love most. There is no right or wrong choice anymore. Every decision is deeply human. With 1 hour left, the countdown begins to feel surreal. Seconds stretch into minutes. People speak softly, if at all. They hold hands, they cry, they laugh. They remember their childhood, their first love, the people who shaped their lives. They forgive, they apologize, they express gratitude. Across the planet, billions look up, united not by fear, but by awe. The comet is now brighter than the moon, its approach unstoppable, its beauty undeniable. And then, in the final moments, perhaps the most meaningful humanity has ever experienced, something profound happens. The noise of the world disappears. The divisions that once defined us no longer exist. All that remains is a species that, in its last hours, discovered what it means to be truly alive. We realize that the value of life has never been measured by how long it lasts, but by how deeply we live it. We understand that every ordinary moment, every sunrise, every laugh, every shared meal, was extraordinary all along. And we see, maybe for the first time, that the end was never about destruction. It was about understanding what life meant in the first place. If nothing else, this scenario teaches us one powerful truth. We don't need a comet to remind us of the beauty of existence. We don't need a countdown to start living as if every moment matters. Because in a way, we already live under the same ticking clock. We just choose to ignore it. So maybe the question isn't, what if a comet were heading toward Earth? Maybe the real question is, what if we started living like every day was the last 24 hours? If this journey through imagination and science made you think, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share in the comments what you would do if you had just 24 hours left. Because perhaps in answering that question, we'll discover how we truly want to live.